So I need to make this video quick. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how I read books and how I and the system that I use to retain the most information possible. So let's, for example, say a book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. So I read the whole chapter, then I copy the things that I think they are really important, and I don't want to change. I don't want to modify how the author says it. I want um, the words and how he writes. I copy and paste to my Notion. Then I copy things that I think they're really important, and I really want to in the raw form, like not really nothing changed. Then I I think to myself, how then I write how I can use this in a practical way, how I can use this in my own life. So that's the part that takes me the most time in my reading session. And the goal of read books is to become better and not just the, if if you read books just reading and taking notes, you're not you could be learning, but that's useless because the most of people who read self-improvement books doesn't put don't put what they learn actual into practice, and they are wasting time. You need to put what you are learning and how you can use it in your own life, in your real life. So let's say, for example, that for you can understand. So let's take principle 2 of how to win friends and influence people. The principle is called show honest and sincere appreciation. So I think to myself how I can use this in my own life. I I'm going to give you an example. If I go to a restaurant and I really like the food, I generally like the food. Not I'm just saying that the the cook that made the food feels good. Genuinely like the food. So I could say to the person who made the food that I really enjoy that food. So that's how you can use. Uh, so that's an example of how you can use that specific principle in that situation, and you do it like that. So that's my system. I think it's very good. I note the things that the author says that I really like, but in their form. I don't want to give it my resume. I copy, really copy, and then I made how I can use this in my own life, and then in there I need to think how I can use this, and then it's just action. So I learn about that chapter and I start putting into practice what I just learned in that particular chapter. So that's my system that I use to read books. I just need to make one more minute of, or 2 more minutes, because my videos need to be at least 5 minutes. So let me think what I can say in in these 2 minutes or 1 minute. I think the best way to read books. I think most people read books as a form of procrastinating, like learning, always learning, and not really putting things into practice. It's like watching self-improvement videos. It's not that different. It's not that different from reading an actual book. It's kind of the same. You are always just learning, and not actually putting into practice. So I think you should choose the best books and just read them over and over again, so you can really uh, like transfer the mindset of that book into your mindset, and repetition is the way. Like if you're always reading one book, you will eventually start getting the how the like if you're watching always a particularly YouTuber, you will learn how you will start to talk how he talks. You will start to act like how he acts, and on and on. So let me think of more, just 1 minute to make these 5 minutes. Yeah, I think How to Win Friends and Influence People is like a must read. It's like how to communicate with people, and how to make people like you. I'm still reading this book. I'm reading again because the first time I didn't finish. And uh, another thing is like the first time you read a book, you obviously you will learn, but the second time you will learn much more, really much more. You will see and how these some I didn't recognize some stuff that were in this book. So that's the video. I think there is 5 minutes, and I hope you guys find this video useful, and I hope you guys like it. So just to resume the system, I read the whole chapter. I copy things out that I really enjoy, that I really think that are really useful, and I want to read them over and over again. And then I write how I can use this in my own life, how I can use this in a practical way. So I write down like 3 to 5 things and how I can use this in my own life. So guys, I hope you find this video useful, and bye guys.